The rain had soaked through his jacket, but Mark didn't care. It was just another morning in his endless routine of rushing between work, fatherhood, and exhaustion. He stood inside the small coffee shop near the bus terminal, trying to warm his hands around a cheap paper cup of black coffee. The clock on the wall said 6:48 a.m., he had 12 minutes before his shift at the construction site began. Around him, the place buzzed with sleepy workers, humming espresso machines, and the faint sound of a soft jazz tune from the radio. It was an ordinary day, until a moment of quiet kindness changed everything. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the unseen ways life rewards good hearts, then pause right now, like, comment, share, and subscribe to channel name. Your support helps us keep telling stories that remind the world compassion still matters. Mark had learned to live with little. 2 years ago, he lost his wife to cancer and nearly lost himself too. He worked 2 jobs to care for his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, whose smile was the only light left in his world. Every morning, he scraped together enough for her breakfast and his coffee, then caught the bus across town to spend 10 hours lifting bricks under a cold sky. Life had become a routine of silent endurance. He wasn't bitter, just tired. That morning, as he stood in line for his refill, he noticed the woman ahead of him. She was tall, dressed in a faded military uniform, her boots splattered with mud. Her face carried exhaustion, but her eyes, sharp, alert, betrayed strength beneath the weariness. She placed a small coffee and sandwich on the counter, handed over her card, and waited. The machine beeped twice. Declined. The barista's polite tone did little to hide the awkwardness. "I'm sorry, ma'am, it didn't go through." The woman's jaw clenched slightly. She checked her wallet, empty. For a moment, she looked utterly defeated. Not embarrassed, but broken in a quiet, contained way. Mark watched as she muttered something under her breath and reached to cancel the order. Without thinking, he stepped forward, tapping his own card on the machine. "Add it to mine," he said simply. She turned, surprised. For a heartbeat, her stern eyes softened. "You don't have to." He shrugged. "It's just coffee." The barista smiled, rang up both, and handed the woman her cup. She hesitated before taking it, her lips pressing into a thin line that trembled slightly, as if in used to gratitude. "Thank you," she said quietly, almost formally. "You didn't have to do that." Mark just smiled, adjusting the strap of his worn backpack. "Guess we all have rough mornings." She nodded slowly, eyes studying him, his cracked hands, his cheap boots, his weary face. "You have no idea," she whispered. Then she turned and left, disappearing into the fog outside. He didn't think about it again for days. Life went on, as it always did for him, long shifts, bills piling up, nights of homework and bedtime stories with Lily. But that face lingered somewhere in the back of his mind. There was something haunting in her expression, a soldier's mask of strength barely hiding years of pain. A week later, Mark came home to find a black SUV parked near his apartment complex. At first, he thought it was another landlord inspection. But when he opened his door, 2 men in military uniforms stood waiting in the hallway. His heart stopped.